Gen X Joe and the youth gone wild. Podcast is making your summer a blast. Lined up for interviews or rock. Legends in the game and new blood trying to make a name. Streaming everywhere. Yeah. And the youth gone wild. Podcast is making your summer a blast. Lined up for interviews or rock. Legends in the game and new blood trying to make a name. Streaming everywhere.
What is going on, my fellow beach bums? Well, wait, I'm sorry. I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Maybe you are not at the beach. Maybe you are just on a staycation. That's cool too. But myself, Gen X Joe, I am actually on vacation for the next couple of weeks. And then I have a couple of road trips I need to go on with the family and a few other commitments that I need to be taken care of. Now, before you jump to conclusions, the answer is no. No, I am not going to jail. My youth gone wild side is way in the past. That's why my show is now called the Youth Gone Mild Podcast. And just to reintroduce my podcast, it is the Youth Gone Mild, where hairlines fade, but rock never does. And normally I would be saying I am coming to you from my studio called Wherever I May Roam. However, I am actually coming to you from wherever this summer takes me. And these episodes coming up in the next couple of weeks or month, I am calling them the vacation episodes. They are already pre-produced and going to be streaming throughout the entire month of July and possibly into August. I am still going to be bringing you the best conversations, the best stories, and of course, the best guest in the rock scene today. And hell, I have some legends and I have some new blood that's trying to make a name for themselves. Great interviews all lined up. And before I get to the interview, I just want to thank my sponsor, Lisa Gandia of Celebrity Events. If you are a new artist, an established artist, or even an old head, and you are looking to book shows nationally, Lisa is the person you want to get in touch with. Tell her Gen X Joe sent you, and you can reach out to her on her website at celebrityeventsrock.com. For social media, for myself here at the Youth Gone Mild podcast, we are on all major social media platforms at Youth Gone Mild PC. And as I like to say, the PC does not stand for politically correct. All right, so it's time to kick back, crack open something cold, enjoy that sun, the sand if you're at the beach, and most importantly, the sound of the Youth Gone Mild podcast. I am in vacation mode, and these are the vacation episodes of the Youth Gone Mild podcast. Here's today's interview.
Okay.
What is going on, man?
Not a whole lot. No, Sonny's coming.
Sonny's coming. Cool. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, give him a minute. He'll be here.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Yeah, just for a podcast, right?
It is.
All right.
And I think Sonny entered the room, and then he disappeared all of a sudden.
Oh, boy.
Where did he go?
Sure, he'll be coming on in a second.
So where are you at right now?
I am just outside of Philly.
Oh, okay.
And you?
I'm south of Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. All right, you're close by now. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's in L.A.
Is he?
Yeah, as far as I know still. He moves a lot, but I think he's in L.A. No, I just came back from Cali yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, about 2:30 in the morning. The flight got in real late. Delayed 3 times. Pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. There's Sonny right now. There we go. Awesome, man. I'm doing great, man. Got me, got you, and Bobby is on here.
Bobby's son. Hey, Bobby.
Hey,
Well, hey, I just wanted to thank the both of you for joining me here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast.
Sweet, man.
How did you guys get together to form The Limit?
go ahead.
You want me to do it, Bobby?
Yeah, you can repeat it over and
Okay.
over.
I
Absolutely.
was up in Finland, and I was in one of those kind of sauna things, like where you have a lot of steam and everybody's naked. And thought I was alone, but I heard this grunting, and this kind of older looking guy was rubbing up against me going, and I said, "Hey man, I'm not into this shit." And he goes, "I'm Bobby Liebling from Pentagram. You're going to be into whatever I tell you to be into." So I just had to like obey, and like that started it all off, man. And I don't know. I don't,
Strange new world.
he didn't mean anything by it. He was just being a natural being, So anyway, aside from that meeting, the truth is that there was a guy named Danny, and he was being a roadie for one of my tours. I did a tour with a bunch of young dudes from Atlanta, and Danny was their roommate. He'd never been a helper, driver, roadie before, so I kind of taught him the ropes. And I'm pretty nice to the guys on the crew,
Yes,
and
I'm on the air.
he basically learned the ropes, and then he started doing work for other people, and he wound up driving Bobby to some shows, and he was playing my music for Bobby, and Bobby'd never heard of me, and he liked the music, and me and Bobby started talking on the phone and hitting it off really well. And that's what started it all off. I mean, it's kind of epic because when we wound up recording, I hadn't even seen the movie Last Days Here yet. So just before I got on the plane to meet with Bobby, I saw that movie, and I was going, "What the heck am I getting into?" But it all worked out pretty cool and pretty good. And but yeah, there was a lot of growing pains, and but we got together because this sweetheart Danny put us together.
Well, so you guys got the single "Death of My Soul," and it's kind of bleak, gothic tone.
That song I'd written a long time ago, and I did some versions of it. But I can sing, and I can chant, and I can yell, and I can try to sing, But that song's I wrote it a little bit beyond my range. It's kind of a crooner, and even though I did versions of it, I never was happy with the result. But I was happy with the song. The song is kind of a uh, kind of a it's kind of sad, and it's looking at the situation of a vampire in the mythology of those things in a sad way. That like if it's not like establishing a belief in that stuff, it's just taking the premise and examining it, and thinking, well, it must be a bummer to live thousands of years or something like that. So I always had that song in my hip pocket, and when I connected with Bobby, I thought, oh man, with his voice and his emotional um, capabilities, that he would probably do justice to the song, and he did. So we recorded that and had it on the first Limit album. We've never, referred to ourselves as a super group. We have referred to ourselves as a egotistical group and a self-convinced group, but never a super group.
Just out there making music and having a good time and doing what you love.
That's
There
it.
you go, brother. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The roots and Pentagram. I have a funny thing about that, and people are always, saying, "Well, our father's a doom metal, and they're one of the spawning bands of doom metal." I don't think what we play is doom metal at all. For one thing, we just call ourselves a heavy hard rock band, and I think that that's more accurate as to what Pentagram play. I don't even listen to doom metal at all, in quotes, and I take the compliments, of course, with humble attitude and stuff. I know people are saying, "Oh, you started this genre," and so forth. Kings of this, the fathers of that, whatever. So it's all taken complimentary, of course. But I personally don't, listen to doom. Although I think that the Limit is kind of more with the attitude that I grew up in, which is now known as garage rock. Back then, that was the original real roots of punk music, was the mid-60s bands that are now called garage. And I was kind of a street kid and, kind of with a belligerent attitude, shall we say. So it was easy for me to fall into the stuff that the Limit does. I've always been street, like hung out in the streets, grew up in the streets and stuff. And that's what the Limit's more attitude music.
I think what we want people to come away with from our albums is just just to resonate with it, to see where they fit in with this music. Bobby has an astounding broad spectrum of his music taste. Mine is much narrower, and most people that I know have a kind of a narrow taste in music compared to Bobby, and so that kind of opened up the limit to expressing just what we like the most. So it's kind of a collaboration between me and Bobby, like what we come up with in terms of the music, and the music does kind of fall right in the middle of like what Bobby called like kind of aggressive attitude punk or garage mixed with kind of an impact of heavy music, hard rock, and we like where the Limit's barometer lands. It's right in the middle of stuff, and it's hard to define, but people from different tribes are resonating with it, and they're coming away with positive reactions to it. So that makes us happy. We have always done things our own way, which was a little bit of a challenge at first, to a little bit like growing pains, because we were both completely used to calling all the shots, and we had to learn how to collaborate and to blend a little bit. So that was a little bit tough at first, but now we're good at it. But yeah, we're used to kind of like taking our direction and following it without having anybody telling us what to do.
Sonny's produced the predominance overwhelmingly of all the albums he's done, and I've co-produced and produced Pentagram stuff since the beginning. Neither of us was ever signed to an actual, in quotes, major label, so we didn't get those freedoms taken away and get assigned a staff producer per se.
What was it like working together for the first time? And then you brought in some other members as well. How did you know those were the right fits, the other members of the band?
We didn't, and it's a good question. How did it go? When we first got together, and it went really bad. It was horrible. It was like scandalous and like
very awkward.
Yeah, if I think about it, I feel like I should run to a psychiatrist's office still and try to go over some of that shit. But it really was honestly bad. We recorded in Portugal, and the reason to do that was because some of our other connections were flaking out and didn't work out. So our friend Hugo said, "Well, come to Portugal. He'll set it up and we record there." And ever since we landed, things kind of went crazy and screwy. We were invited to be on a radio station in Portugal, which was the hub main radio station of all Portugal. And normally I'm quite respectful. I remember walking into the radio station. The guy had a kind of a cool shirt, and I think normally I would have said, "Hey man, nice to meet you. Hey, cool shirt," like that. I was just like, "Fuck this shit," and I was like kind of pissed off. And me and Bobby were arguing in the elevator, and the first question was, "So guys, how's it going?" And I said, "Really bad." And he goes, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, you know how like groups like the Who, when they're together for like 30 years and they start to hate
each other.
Yeah. I said, we've only been together for like, 42 hours and we fucking hate each other already, and so that was the start of the Limit. Over time, me and Bobby are the kind of core of the Limit, and we choose the directions of it. And between us, we have developed really profound, like a trust, where the other person wants the best for you as well as themselves. So that's a nice place to be in. But it was a long way to get here in terms of like, learning how to work together and how to collaborate. But it's kind of interesting in that we both truly were used to calling all the shots, and now we collaborate. But along the way, we found out that we agree on things way more than we disagree.
So, was there a moment when you guys were like, you know what, this is going to work?
It was for me. It was when we were in the studio recording the album, and the majority of the songs had already been laid down. And I started thinking about it, hearing playbacks of each one successively, and realizing we got something that is pretty damn unusual here, because it's got a modern slant to it, but it keeps very traditional roots. Definitely keeps a real streety, kind of nasty, meanish attitude, or aggressive is the best way to put it, I suppose. Otherwise, and I thought to myself, this is really cool. I really like the songs now a lot. It wasn't until I got to put the vocals on all of them and see where they kind of fit in their mood swing and so forth, because when you're lacking the vocals, you still don't have the whole idea, behind the song's idea. And once you put words to it, it becomes a story, So that changed it for me a lot. Plus, our engineer we had was really, really adept at locking us in very quickly and easily, and we didn't have any headaches with him.
Now, the second album, Another Drop, was the process of, songwriting and the production, was it a lot smoother?
Yeah, it was, because we already had met, we already knew each other, and the songs were it was just a little bit easier to lock in. There wasn't as many dramas going on in the periphery of the recording action. So yeah, it locked in a lot better. It's just got a whole different feel to it, and a nice feel. It's kind of positive. It's kind of cool.
And it's easy to listen to, very much so.
Yeah.
We were pretty much convinced of every song, and there was none that were like kind of hanging in the, like contentious box or something. Every one of them was working out for us.
Yeah, they were fairly much intended to be there. Yeah, wasn't a wishy-washy thing. So I keep it to Pentagram when it's Pentagram oriented. When it's a Pentagram show, for instance, we don't do limit stuff. The limit stuff is totally self-contained to the limit and separate completely. Yeah, I don't. It's a whole basically a different genre. I mean, they both have loud, heavy guitars, and it's electric music. But aside from that, they're very different from each other. I find that there are actually a fairly sizable number of fans who come to the shows who have heard of The Limit or listened to us now. They were Pentagram fans, and ask me about The Limit and what we're doing and so forth and so on. And they seem to take a pretty darn sizable interest too. I mean, it's not really Pentagram versus The Limit as that type of thing. It's any band versus any band, really, that's in a similar, I'll say, genre of music. And we are similar. I mean, it's definitely The Limit's got a lot of hard rocking stuff. Pentagram's got a lot of hard rocking stuff. But it's we try to keep them separate. It's just I don't feel that they really have much to do with each other.
There are plenty of things that Bobby's been involved with that I've heard that I thought are just wonderful, and we could redo them in The Limit, but The Limit's for all new stuff. We come up with new stuff for The Limit.
Yeah, we write for The Limit. when we write limit stuff. You know, I'm a street person, and I've lived in the underbelly of life most of my life, and Pentagram's got that heavy intensity that's kind of overwhelming sometimes, and the limit's got the street, you know, the screw you and the horse you rode in on type of thing. I dig both of them. You know?
So what is next for the limit?
We're playing the Wacken Festival. It's kind of a big festival in Germany, and we're looking forward to that. And there'll be a warm-up show before that, and at some point we're going to do a limit tour. We're not sure about which months, but we'll do like a few weeks or 4 weeks or something like that on the road with the limit. But the first step is this Wacken Festival.
Yeah.
Have you been? Have you
No,
been over there?
have not been, but I just know, of it, and, would love to go to Germany, but never been there.
Yeah, I played there with Pentagram and year before last, and it's pretty exciting. It's also a great big mud bath, though. Lots and lots of rain. And I understand that happens often during that exact time of year. So I guess they're used to it and equipped. And we'll play that part by ear and take it as it comes, I'm sure. But it's going to be fun.
Wear your galoshes, Bobby.
Yeah, that's right. Don't leave home without your rubbers on.
Yeah, never leave home without that, right? Oh my God, I think that was a commercial back in the day, wasn't it?
I think
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you got the second album, and I'm sure this band is going to continue on.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. We've got so much in front of us. Like, I don't think we're gonna do a reggae album or a country album.
No opera either.
The road is clear. The road is wide open for the limit. It's like we might, I don't know, learn some acrobatics, have some kind of a flying Wallenda Brothers act on stage. Yeah. It's just all open to creativity. And you probably didn't know, Bobby, but I've already written some very cool riffs for the new stuff.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Why not? I'm so very like it.
Oh, look at that! You guys are acting like you've known each other forever.
Yeah, we're kind of delinquents usually.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I just want to thank you both for being a guest here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast. And, I want to wish you the best of luck with the new album, the upcoming tours, and so forth. And hopefully you'll head down to Pittsburgh area.
Right on, brother.
I'm not far now, so yeah, thank you.
All right,
cheers,
guys.
Brother.
All right, guys. You take care.
All right. Just because this episode is over does not mean summer is over yet. Oh, hell no. We still got 2 full months of summer left, but not quite 2 full months of pre-produced Youth Gone Mild podcast. I should be back second week of August with all brand new openings and closings. But until then, you're kind of stuck with what you got. And I do apologize for that. But like I said, we have a family vacation coming up, a few road trips, and other commitments that I need to be taken care of. I hope everybody understands. I'd just like to thank my guest here on the Youth Gone Mild podcast today, all of my listeners, and my sponsor, Celebrity Events by Lisa Gandia. And don't forget, if you like what you hear, go to my social media pages at Youth Gone Mild PC. Give it a like, give it a follow, leave a comment. And if you're looking for the next episode date of the Youth Gone Mild podcast to resurface, then just follow us on all our social media platforms. And don't forget, we are also out there on all major streaming networks. And give us a like and a follow there as well. All right, this is Gen X Joe telling you to rock loud, live proud. Peace out. Props everyone for listening to the Youth Gone Mild podcast, where hairlines fade, but rock never does.
Gen X Joe and Youth Gone